This is the exact path you'll take to hit 5K a month or even more as a copywriter. This is for you if you're already good at writing copy and you fucking know you can make some clients a great amount of money, but no matter what you try, you still keep getting ignored. I'll show you how to go from wherever you are right now to getting payments such as this, or this. And this is literally all you need to know to make it happen. Okay, so this tutorial is going to be divided into 5 parts. Number 1, the niche and ICP. Do you need a niche? Who are you targeting and what are their problems exactly? Now, part 2, craft your unique mechanism and irresistible offer. This is so important. I swear every copywriter gets it wrong, but not you anymore. Part 3, the most overpowered outreach method I've ever found and how to make it work. And part 4, how to make 27K plus from a single client. Number 1, niche and ideal customer profile, aka your ICP. That's how I'm going to be referring to it, as ICP. Now, you've probably seen this analogy a million, trillion, billion times. Would you rather be a small fish in a big pond or a big fish in a small pond? And okay, it's cringe, but it's true. This is what niching down actually does to you, but not because you're the only player in your niche, not exactly because of the size of the fish, but because the tank, I guess the tank feels understood. So whenever you tell your clients, and I help nutrition coaches just like yourself, they feel like you relate to them. They feel like you understand them, making them feel understood. Now, okay, we need to niche down, but how much? So you're not just targeting any business in the health niche, right? You're not just targeting fitness coaches. Niche down even further. Fighting coaches, for example, fat loss, fitness for 50-plus-year-old women, postpartum fitness, nutrition coaches. Because of what I just said, okay? And also because when you show them examples of people who have implemented your exact strategy, and I'll get to that later, they will feel like, oh, so this works in my exact niche with people just like mine. People just like me, I mean. Wealth, business coaches, high ticket sales, right? Not just business coaching, but which exactly? High ticket sales, for example, or investment, trading, stock market, real estate investing. Not that many copywriters go for that one. And yet it's such a lucrative niche with so many people inside. Because most people that want to do copywriting are just like 17-year-old kids who like going to the gym. And so they will all go for fitness coaches and like, Alex Eubank, can I please make your copy? Like, no, the fuck you can't. Okay. So relationships, also one of the big eternal markets. Dating advice for men specifically. For women, you can go into pickup artistry, texting, marriage coaching, long-term relationship coaching, okay? Make sure that there are plenty of clients to reach out to in that niche. So, for example, you have to easily be able to find fighting coaches. If you cannot easily find them, that means that there aren't thousands of creators to actually reach out to, thousands of coaches, info-based businesses. Thus, you will not get clients because it takes a few hundred outreaches to actually build a business, right? So what sizes do we go for? This is incredibly important, okay? The size of the business determines their pain points, whether they need you or whether they don't need you. And even if you've never thought of that, we'll think about it now. So if you're a beginner, what are you doing going for businesses that make 200K a month and above? That makes no sense, but people do it all of the fucking time. They just see someone with a huge YouTube channel, they're like, okay, let's reach out to them. Don't do that. Target people that do anywhere between 120K and 500K per year. Why? Because they have the pain points that a copywriter can solve. Someone doing 200K a month already has a copywriter, already has these systems, has cracked acquisition, has cracked everything that you can help them with, okay? You're not going to help them with hiring or something. Now, how can you know this? How can you know how much money they make? Well, you can't know for sure, okay? But we can get a good estimate. For example, first thing you can look at is their follower count. Is it between 5K and 80K? Followers are not reliable by itself at all, like not at all, because of the fact that someone can have 5K followers and make a lot of money. Someone can have 300,000 followers and not have any money. But take this with good priced offers, so hundreds or thousands of dollars. Sorry, this is a bit ugly. As I was saying, for hundreds or thousands of dollars, so high ticket offers, call funnels, or courses that are a couple $100, and you see that they have testimonials and obvious traction. So you see they're making money, you see they're selling stuff, you see they're getting great results for clients, and they don't have that many followers. That's going to mean that they don't have huge amounts of traffic, but they sell well, which will probably put them in this category and will give them the pain points that you can help them. Now, what are these pain points? What is the ICPs that you should be targeting pain points? They struggle with scaling their content and reliably getting tens of thousands of views, okay? So you can help them with that. You can crack their content, pause, and help them get so much more traffic, but you can also help them convert. And I'll get into the offer a bit later. But now, the pain points that they have, the problems that these businesses face is, okay, they're struggling to scale their traffic. And at this point, they're also struggling to book consistent calls or sell their courses very consistently and making at least a few sales of a few hundred a day so they can scale more than 50K a month. And that's why you can help with this, because your copywriting skills give you access to things that will help them get more traffic and convert that traffic. Again, someone making 100 or 200K a month, you cannot help them necessarily by making more emails, okay? And even if you could help them, they're not going to notice you because they get so much competition. But by targeting people that have anywhere between 5K and 80K followers, you ensure that they have the money by also looking at the other criteria which I gave you. So they have the money, there's not that much competition, and they have the pain points and problems that you can solve with your irresistible offer. So let's get straight into that one. So welcome to part 2, craft your unique mechanism and irresistible offer. You're delivering outcomes, get that to your head, not deliverables like emails and scripts. Because if I were to tell you, hey, you'll get 3 emails per week, how much can you charge for that? Not that much. But if I can tell you, I'll add 20K a month to your business in 6 months, well, you can charge for that a whole lot more. You can also charge for 6 months in advance if you can do that. And it just works so much better because you're not tied to your word count, to how many things you give ever again. Now, what should you offer though? How do you add all that money to an info business? I mean, how can you confidently say, I'll add 20K a month to your business and do it just like that? Well, the answer is simple. You answer the problems that the ICP has, which are the following. We already talked about it for a bit, but it's this. It's the funnel. Now, if you watch more of my videos, you've probably seen this image in multiple videos, but because it's just so fucking important. Because if you can help with content and emails and sales processes, obviously you're going to make someone way more money in way less time than if you only do emails. And also emails stink. No one wants to hear about emails, right? But content is sexy. This is where their problems lie. Their problems also lie in emails, but they are less problem aware about their conversion mechanisms, sales pages, and emails. They're not aware of that, but they are aware of their problems with content. They know that their content is not good enough yet. They know that the retention graph does not look pristine yet, and they know that they should be getting more traffic. Now, how do you do this? So you offer content, okay? By content, I mean scripts. You're a copywriter. You can write scripts. Easy peasy. You write the hook, you write the script, right? And the captions as well. Now, if you don't want to venture into content like scripts, you don't have to. You don't have to. Why? Because the most important thing about content is getting more eyeballs and actually funneling that traffic into the next part. You do that with ManyChat. Now, what the fuck is ManyChat? Do you know those posts that say comment copywriting and I'll send you a free guide? Yeah? Well, you do that. And by the way, first link in the description, you can join my email list, see exactly how a professional copywriter does his emails. I'll give you so many tips that you can implement straight away to hit your first 5K month or 10K month, whatever your goal is. And I'll also send you an email copywriting guide that will put you here, whereas all your competition is down fucking here. Now, this is what I mean by caption. Caption with common clients. You see, this is the mechanism that you can offer to clients. So you put a very, very long caption, which means that they read it, and then the retention graph doesn't look like this anymore, but it looks like this, which means they get more views. More views means more eyeballs, more traffic, more sales. And this is how you pitch it as well. So you don't have to do the script, although it would help a lot. You can only do the captions, which then funnels into the comment clients, right? Now, what happens as soon as someone comments? Well, ManyChat is this software that pretty much just auto replies to them. In the comments, it says, hey, send you a DM, go check the DMs. And then you send them this free resource in the DMs. But don't really send it. You ask, what email address should I send it to? That's what ManyChat does. They type the little email, and then you get it. You get their email. Boom. That's how you build an email list. And then they're in your email list and you can fucking convert it. So you build a list full of the client's ICP and sell. What does it mean, the client's ICP? Well, you make these captions in a very, very targeted way so that they only attract the ICP, right? They only attract the people that will actually end up buying from your client, which means your guide needs to be very, very targeted. And you don't want to say, and I'll show you what's actually working for fitness coaches right now doing 20K a month plus. This is so unspecific and anyone could write this, right? You want a free guide that actually shows you how to get a result with your client's unique mechanism. This is what's going to attract high quality leads, and you will have a list full of them, and then you can sell them. And then what you do is you improve the sales pages if they're selling through sales pages, or pre-call sequence if they're selling through calls, right? So once again, what you're doing here is taking care of the whole funnel, the content, the emails, and the sales processes. And when you take a business that's doing at least 10K a month, at least, and you implement this, failing becomes so difficult. I swear, how the fuck could you fail? Because if they're doing at least 10K a month, okay, and they're an info-based online business, that means that they already have some sort of traffic, right? With the captions and scripts, or only captions as you wish, you're going to give them more traffic. You're going to build an email list. You're going to grow their email list. And by sending good emails to a good sales page or into a good call funnel, it is very difficult to not achieve these goals. So if you're actually scared and thinking, how do I add 20K a month to someone's business? You can. Trust me, you can. It's very hard not to when you choose to work with the right clients. Now, this is part 2. This is what you offer. And this works so fucking well because most copywriters only think of emails. But they, as we said, they stink. The emails stink. That's not where their problems lie. The clients are not problem aware as much as they're problem aware with their content. And this leads us to part 3 now. Part 3, the most overpowered outreach method I've ever found and how to make it work. I tried sending random value, right? I've rewritten your welcome email. Never works. I've tried cold email templates. Please don't get me started on those. Like, I tried them. You send a cold email, it's templated, it's offering your services, and it doesn't work, right? I tried the can I send you a Loom video? How about you just fucking send it, which is what I'm going to be showing you now. Or cold DMs that I'm not even going to comment that, like voice notes or just cold DMs, messages like those, you get ignored, right? It just does not stand out. So I tried it all, and all of these things are just totally shitty because everyone else does them. Sure, is there a copywriter that teaches you how to stand out through cold DMs? I'm fucking sure. But it's what everyone does. That's what you have to understand. If you want to get results fast, you have to stand out. And you do this with the Loom video. This is the only thing that worked for me while only taking 2 minutes per outreach. So you're not spending hours doing one outreach that then gets ignored. You're spending 2 minutes. And it's the Loom video, the automated Loom video. I'll show you how to do it. Now, as you can see, first of all, I have to show you some proof, right? All of these emails, hats off to you for the most entertaining cold email. Your email, however, caught my attention, especially with the felt truly personal from start to finish. Please book a call. Suite will be free tomorrow. And it didn't just work for me, also worked for my best friend. Hey, Luca, thanks for the video and emails. Just had a chance to check it out. Hey, Luca, thank you for sending over. Makes so much sense. I actually use them. Please, I would love to try. I'd love a conversation with you. La, 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 la. This is how you do it right now. So, how do you film this Loom video? Consists of 3 parts. Okay, your Loom consists of 3 parts. Part 1 is personalized. Now I'm telling you this is an automated Loom, but it's hella personalized. It's personalized from start to finish. But the first part, you actually have to film it. So you go onto someone's Instagram, just like I did, here, right? You show them. So when Solid K9 Training sees my Loom video, he's like, oh, this is actually just for me. And you introduce yourself and show them the problems on their account. Now, do you remember that I said that they're problem aware about content? Yes. So you're going to comment their content first, and then you're going to show them how to convert that content through emails, through sales pages, through sales processes, yada, yada, yada. But first, you start with content, okay? Now, you show them their problems. You compliment them first, say, hey, your content is amazing. But what I see is that you don't have long captions. And because you don't have long captions, all of that attention that you get just leaks off. You don't direct it anywhere and you cannot convert it into actual paying clients, right? You're showing them the things that they're not doing or the things that they're doing wrong, and the consequence. This is very important. You show them the consequences. And then you say, while still being on their page, right? This is still personalized. You tell them, and in the next 5 minutes, I'll show you 3 things that will not only help you get millions of views, but also convert that attention into high-paying clients. Just like I did for X, Y, Z, right? You get into the proof. You show some people, right? You say, I've helped this fitness coach, this nutrition coach, this fighting coach, and you want these people to be in their niche. This is why we chose a niche. So you could show these people these other case studies or one case study or whatever, and they can say, oh my fucking God, this is exactly someone like me. I'm going to listen, right? Now, if you don't have case studies, doesn't matter. Just show other people who have implemented what you're trying to tell them, and you show them the results, and you vaguely state that you've helped them. So you don't say that you've helped them because you don't want to be lying, but you also don't say that you haven't helped them. So they think that you've helped them without you actually saying anything. And this is how to manufacture proof if you don't. Now, if you do have proof, it will work even better, right? But if you don't, this still works. It's fantastic. And okay, so you've shown their problems, their page, you've introduced yourself, you've shown their problems, and you've given them proof. Now they're listening. And you stop the loom right here. This is all you need to film every single time. Why? Because only once will you need to film part 2 and 3 with the templated loom with AI audio variables. So you give the advice on Figma or a Miro board because you've called out their problem and then you show how to fix it, right? You give the advice on a Figma board or on Miro, whatever you want. And you keep saying a name, for example, John, and you use AI audio variables to personalize it. Turn it into Jack, Jeff, Hannah, Carol. Now, let me just explain this a little bit more. So what you do is, here, you gave them their problems, you've introduced yourself and everything. And then here, in the template, in the Figma or in the Miro, so the thing you're watching right now, you give advice. You say, you need to implement these captions, and then what these captions are going to do for you, and they need to be like this. And then once you have that, you write emails that do this, this, and this, right? You're showing them something, but you're saying their name. So you're saying, John, the thing that you're lacking currently right now, the thing you're lacking, John, is captions. Because captions, John, get you more views, more traffic, more sales. But not only that, you'll also build an email list full of your ICP, John, right? You're not going to say John every 3 seconds like I just did, but this is just to make a point. And then what Loom is going to do, you choose AI audio variables to turn it into Jack, Jeff, Hannah, Carol. Okay? So let's say this person right here, his name is, well, what is his name? Jeff. Perfect, Jeff. I would simply go into Loom, go into my template, say duplicate, but instead of John, say Jeff. And that's it, right? And then you stitch these 2 videos together and you have a 5-minute mega personalized loom that only took you 2 minutes to make. Is this genius? Fuck yes, this is genius. Now you have to make it content first, as we already said, and actionable today. Give them big aha moments, like they're imperative. Just like, for example, I gave you with the niche. You were like, oh shit, this makes so much sense. Or whenever I would tell them about the captions, they'd be like, oh really, how have I not thought of that? Law of aha moments. They're so important, they're imperative. And then, once you've given them a few aha moments, and you haven't exactly told them how to fix that, like how to write them, but you just told them what to do, why to do it, what the consequences are, but without the how, you're going to pitch them. Right? Because you show them in the pitch that they can't do it themselves and that you've done it so many times and it's so easy, and you'll just do it for free if they reply. So you say, look, John, I know I just gave you a lot of information today and it could be a little bit confusing. Like I get it. I mean, I've been doing this for years and I'm explaining it right now in just like 5 minutes. But if you just reply to this email really quickly, I'll actually do this for you for free on the house, right? So you tell them they'll do this for free if they reply. For example, like I'll give you 3 captions and 3 emails for free so you can see exactly how it works. You can get so many more videos on literally your next 3 videos. Did I say 3 more videos? You can get so many more views on your next 3 videos. And then, if you have a list, you can just make money appear in your bank account. Let me know if you want that. Just reply. I'll do it for you, right? When they reply, because they will reply, because it's stupid not to reply if you say it like that. I'm going to say, hey, I actually need more info from you. Can I ask you a few questions? They're going to be like, yeah, sure, ask me a few questions. You'll be like, sweet, man, let's go on a call. Okay, fine. Then I'm going to close them. But About the loom video, we're not done yet because there are a few things you have to do to make it work. Namely, tonality, outfit, and environment, right? I've tried teaching the loom method to a few people, but they didn't take it seriously. And they had like these wired headphones. He was like here with the headphones, completely like bass boosting it, like, hey. And then he had this fucking, I mean, I'm not going to say fucking, it's not his fault, but he had this really bad accent. And he just looked like a retard, right? You shouldn't look like that. You shouldn't look like you are a beggar. So actually take a lamp, grab a lamp from your living room, put it in front of you by the side of your computer so that it lights up your face, right? One side of your face is lit, the other not that much. This is very simple. If you can, put a light behind you. If you cannot, doesn't matter. But just have one key light, all right? And then make your room around you, make your environment inviting. Make it extremely sexy. You're watching this video partly because you trust me. Actually, not partly, fully because you trust me. But the elements of trust are some of them very simple. For example, just the way that I speak, my conviction in what I'm saying, which comes easy because I've done it many times, but also my outfit. Look what I'm wearing. Of course you trust me, right? Whenever I record something, I wear a watch, right? I don't even know if you can feel it, if you can hear it, but I feel it. And so my behavior is different. And if I show something and you see it, it's not some expensive ass watch, by the way. However, it gives you the perception of success. This is all very intentional. I have the books behind me. I have this guru lighting behind me. This is all very intentional because I want you to perceive me as someone who knows what they're doing. But I also know what I'm doing, right? Which is the same thing you have to do for your looms. And this is not difficult. I know your brain is going to be like, no, I can't. My room is shit. Bro, I've put 5 books, 1 light from my living room in front of me. I've got 1 shirt on. I've put 1 plant. And it's so different already. And it's so good. This setup is fucking beautiful. I'm filming from my iPhone, which you can do with your reels as well. With your looms as well. Just connect that to your computer. Figure it out, okay? This is the most important part. So once again, wear nice clothes, have a good haircut, make everything around you look premium and sexy because you have to position yourself as higher value than the client and everyone else that's reaching out in their DMs. No one pays children in their mom's basement who look like they're still in high school and that they've discovered copywriting yesterday. No one. Now, tonality is also insanely important, okay? This is not easy. And I don't expect your first loom to have good tonality, not at all, or your first 100, right? But since you're always saying the same script, pretty much, you're always saying the same things, you will be able over time be very, very conscious of the things that you're saying. So sometimes go slow when you need to enunciate something. For example, when you say, I help nutrition coaches just like yourself, right? You go slower. Or when you're explaining something a little bit more complicated and you don't want them to understand, then you go a little bit faster, right? Or when you're giving a secret, you go softer, right? But then after going softer and you want to give an outcome, this is going to work so fucking well for you, you go louder, because the most important thing here is to have a lot of tonality changes. And then whenever you say something important, something so important that is literally the make or break of the entire loom video or their entire business, if they apply it correctly, you pause. You just pause, right? Because you have to keep changing things constantly. It's not that much what you say, also what you say, but mostly about how you say it. No one is going to watch a 5-minute video of you having your microphone in your fucking mouth and being like, it just doesn't work, all right? Now, this is part 3. This is your outreach. I hope I helped you out. You can always ask me questions and join my email list where I'm going to show you so many tips on how to do this correctly, how to get clients, how to get them amazing results. You'll see the most fun welcome sequence you've actually ever seen. I can guarantee you that you've never seen something like that. Almost guarantee you. There's like one more guy who does it. And I'll give to you a free email copywriting guide. Now, for part 4, I'll show you how to retain clients for years. because business is just not fun, like at all, if you have 17 different clients and you're simply like each one of them pays you 1,000 to 1,200 or whatever, and you're just giving them deliverables, you don't really care about them, and you're always in a like feast or famine mode where you always have to do new outreach because people are constantly dropping you. No, let's say no to that. Let's have a few clients that you love, you genuinely love working with, they love you, you're getting them amazing results, scaling their business to the fucking moon, and they're paying you a lot of money. Okay, so the most important thing when it comes to getting a client and then retaining them is speed to results. So let's say you close someone. If it takes you more than a month to get an ROI, it is very likely that they'll think, oh, I'm not sure if I want to work with them. I don't know. Like first I want to see if we'll get an ROI from this. So you need to give them a result immediately, right? So what I like to do is email their entire list, because when you email their entire list, you're very likely to make sales like immediately and start getting them like their money back, right? But if you first take ages to implement sales pages and welcome sequences, a lot of that bullshit, then you're missing out on gains, right? Because like a welcome sequence isn't instantly profitable. Obviously, it's a good thing to put for your client, to make for your clients. However, you need speed to result. Then, so this is number one, right? Number one as well, which is the second point, fuck, this is so difficult, is also number one, which means being entrenched in their business, which is why if we go back to here, if I can find this, yeah, if we go back to here, is why I'm telling you to do all of this. Because let's say they've entrenched yourself in their business to the point where you're taking care of their content, landing pages, ads, and emails. If they were to drop you, God forbid, they're the ones that are going to get stuck and lose out a lot of money, right? You don't need them. When you're doing so much for them, you don't even need them. They're just one client for you. You can get another one, but they have to replace all of their fucking processes, all of their systems. They have to find someone to do this again. No more traffic, no more conversions, no more, again, conversions. What are they going to do if they leave you, if you leave them, or they leave you, right? Nothing. And so when you get entrenched in their business and you actually care about them, they will love you, and it's going to cost too much to get rid of you. Now, something incredibly important is your relationship with the client. And you develop this with something I like to call responsiveness and princess treatment. This is so ugly, I swear. Let's actually remove some of these. So, responsiveness, and this is also ugly. Responsiveness and princess treatment, okay? If a client messages you with a request, with something that they've seen, asking you how are you, respond fast. Don't get used to having them. I know, I also get used to having clients because I retain them for years. And it's like, yeah, I'll just reply later. No, reply right now. Obviously, you don't have to reply in 3 seconds every single time, but it's like, you know, when you see that message, when you do have time to reply, but you're like, I'll do it later, freedom and everything. No, just reply now, because the faster you do that, the more they'll depend on you, the more that you're actually rewarding them for messaging you, the more they love you. And give them princess treatment. This is so important. Don't make them think about anything. You are here to make the decisions. Do not, if you come across a problem, do not be like, client, what do you think? What do you want? Never. Ask for their thoughts when they're truly important, when it's very like niche focused. So for example, something about their training or their offers, something that they are the experts on. But anything copywriting, marketing related, you are the leader. You are the expert, and I want you to treat them as such. So whenever you can take their hand and say, this is what we're going to do, why and how, and I'll take care of everything, they will love you. Why wouldn't they love you? Imagine if someone treated you like that. Obviously, I'd love it. Who wouldn't, right? So develop a relationship with the client. Ask them, how are you? Right? Speak to them. Care about them. Make decisions for them. And then the most important thing, and this is going to transform your career so much, is always keep improving and over deliver. Do shit for free for them, even when they're paying you, because you win when your client wins. There is no you and the client. There is only a we. And that's what allows you to have a few clients that you can scale to the moon and scale your pay to the moon. And not only that, it's not only about how much you make, it's how much you know. And by the way, that's how you get referrals, by over delivering, by giving fantastic results. You get results so good for them that their network asks them, how did you change so much? And they point their finger at you. That's the only time you get referrals. And this is how you do it. You over-deliver, right? So I write promos for free sometimes. I'm like, hey, do you need this new landing page? I'll just write it and then I'll implement it. You sit back tight, right? Because you don't need to get paid for every single thing, because if you actually get paid for every single thing, then they're looking at everything as a risk, as an investment, and they will not let you test everything you want for free. But every test that you do, every landing page you implement, every promo you run, you win. They might get a little bit more money, but you get experience, you get knowledge, you get confidence, you get brownie points for doing it for free, right? And over time, you'll scale them, and I guarantee you, you will make more money as well. As well as have clients for years, so you don't need to do outreach ever again after you've built up a roster that you love. Now, if you join my email list, I'll give you so much more advice and specifically value on how to do these things in a very practical manner. Tell a lot of stories, and you'll see how I write. And by the way, as soon as you start reading my emails, you'll become just so much better as a writer, because things will start to click. So first link in the description, go check that and get your free guide to email copywriting as well. That's it. I hope this was very helpful for you, and have a fantastic day.